Hello, 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 and welcome back, Couch Potato Queens, the podcast where the tea is hot, the shade is intentional, and the wigs are secured with industrial strength hairspray and a few safety pins. I'm your host, Mackenzie, and tonight we are diving into RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18, Episode 10, Drag and a Bag. And baby, when I say the girls had to make fashion out of whatever was stuffed in a fucking suitcase, I mean some of these queens were sewing with a hope, dreams, and maybe a little bit of emotional damage. Joining me tonight on the couch are three of my fabulous co-hosts. We have Dakota, we have Joey, and of course we have Sam. And let's get into this episode. Hey girl, hey.
Hi. Hey girl, hey.
What did y'all think about this episode?
This episode pissed me off. It was like all aboard the Discord hate train, and I was not a fan. Not a fan.
I was pretty shook this episode. I thought for sure we were going to get production building out the suitcases a little bit, like they do for any of the unconventional materials or the themed box challenges. There's always enough. And this time they really said, we're going to let the queens play the game.
Yeah, it was very interesting. And, if no one has yet, do yourself a favor, and after you've watched our podcast, sit down and watch this week's episode of the Pit Stop, because that was the most chaotic hour of fun I've had in my life in quite some time. What about y'all? Did y'all watch it?
It's Jujubee. I mean, what did we expect with Jujubee on the Pit Stop? A lot of people probably didn't get her references, but like as soon as she said them, I was like, had it playing on the TV in the background while I was cleaning. And I started dying laughing because Bianca Del Rio's like, okay, like did not understand her reference. And she's like, did you guys hear that? That wasn't me. And I did not do that. Like it's literally in reference to a little girl that was filming on her older sister's iPad in a closet. And she's trying to make a video and she farts and she's like, oh my gosh, you guys, did you guys hear that? That wasn't me like trying to act like a ghost did it. And her older sister ended up posting and it went viral like years ago.
I love that.
And y'all, Joseph Collins has popped in and out. He's having a little bit of connection issues this evening. So when he comes back in, we will pop him back into, and speak of the devil, there he is. But yeah, he's having some issues tonight. Let's get started on this episode. And we start off this episode picking up where we left off last week with Athena and Dion being, do you think they sapped enough emotions out of this, beginning of this episode to win an Emmy?
Girl, between the last two episodes, not just this one.
My favorite thing about the Juicy Athena lip sync is it really felt like they didn't think that production would ever put them up against each other. Like they seemed unprepared. And like the second they walked into that workroom, production was planning to make them lip sync against each other. Girls, Athena, you're not brand new. Like, I get that it's probably still very difficult, but like you had to know this was coming.
If you're going to sit there and if you're going to come in and being part of a drag family, you need to do it like Jewel Sparkles and Sam Starr did last season. They came in and you know as well as I do that production was like, we're going to make them lip sync each other. And they stayed as far apart as each other as they could. And they did not make a storyline about them or their drag family outside of the first episode. That's how you do it. But when you're sitting there and,
if you come out and say that you have a family member or a fellow Drag Race sister, or you're from the same hometown, you grew up together, you are going to lip sync together. If you guys are there past mid-tier of the season, you're going to lip sync against each other. That is exactly how, and we've seen it 18 seasons now, plus all the other franchises all over the world. We've seen it. It happens every single time.
Jason
finally got it real good. I just had to network reset my phone.
Yes, it worked. Now we can hear you. What are your thoughts so far coming into this the first of the episode?
I knew there was going to be shenanigans, like just from the preview, because they're like, "Oh, you know, these queens packed." I had absolutely no clue just how shady some of these girls were prepared to be. Like, this was like straight up cutthroat behavior out of a lot of them.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Right now, we're talking about the beginning where Athena is gone and the juicy of it all. And I had said that I felt like Jewel Sparkles and Sam Starr had done it the best, where they came in and they talked about it the first episode, and then you forgot that they were related. Whereas with Athena and Juicy, Athena is basically sitting there nursing Juicy from her teat every single fucking episode.
Yeah, and they made it too much of a storyline for production not to use it. Like they literally just
it's like when you jangle a juicy dick in front of someone's face, it's only so much time before they put the juicy dick in their mouth. And this is production with a juicy carrot. And you're dangling that juicy carrot right in front of their face and just daring them to take a bite out of it. And they did.
Well, who's the horse?
Well, that's going to be Athena's ass. The queens are all sitting there. They're talking about it and just telling her that she shouldn't feel bad about sending back home her mother, that her mother probably would have preferred family to send her home than for it to be one of the other queens. And I agree. Then we get on the Discord hate, the first of many for this episode, where they all tell Discord, honestly, I thought you were going to go home this episode. Are they suffering from drag delusion, or are they just blind to the fact that each week Discord has been getting, she's either been safe or when she's critiqued, she's getting fairly good critiques.
Yeah, she was on the lower end of the top 3 or 4, or she was just in the middle, and that's what she's been almost the whole season. The only time that she was voted low, not quite in the bottom, but like the lower end of safe, was when during the talent show number, when everybody started voting her like mid or low. So I don't understand the Discord hate. I'm like, you got 2 girls there that have been chronically in the bottom the last 2 chronically in the bottom 2 or 3 times now. That's 2 girls. And then you've got Jane Don't, who has been in the top every single week. Like, y'all should be more worried about that and less worried about the 2 girls in the middle, Darlene Love and her, that have been chronically safe this season.
Yeah. What was your thought, Sam, kind of with the last week's episode being the Rusical? I mean,
I loved the Rusical. I was so sad that my psych meds weren't working. But we're back, baby. And I loved the Rusical. I think that Discord is being given a lot of passes because she's charming. And I think that I can see why the other girls are like ready to kick some baby birds out of the nest. But like, I don't know, whenever girls get really mad that a girl is hanging on, my thought is, she's not your competition. Like, she's, it's like Survivor. Like, when there's the obvious boot, sometimes you keep, it's not bad for them to be around because they can be the next to go.
Well, let's be honest, like RuPaul loves to hang on to someone who entertains. Last season, it was Lydia Butthole Collins. This season, it's Discord Adams. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's only going to take her so far before RuPaul's going to get tired of playing with her toy and then just drop it. So, I mean, but when it comes to that challenge, like, I love the Rusical, but Athena Dion didn't really have any realization with her character, and Juicy was boring as fuck. And her and Nene Coco, they weren't the best, but they weren't the worst.
Well, they were the best. They were the best duo that had a smaller role in the Rusical, because the other 2, Kenya and Juicy, did not do well.
Well, Kenya did well, but Juicy did not. And then in the other one, Darlene was a dog, and then it was the lead of the Rusical.
I'm gonna be real. Kenya was the only reason that I knew that it was like a ballroom Rusical.
Yes.
Like, the only one who brought
even if she didn't know the words.
Even if she didn't know the words, she knew them in the recording booth.
But I want to give like props to Discord, and we're gonna get more into what happened with her. But like, I don't know if I had been on a TV show and they were piling all this hate on me, that I wouldn't have snapped some fucking necks. So the fact that she has not snapped any fucking necks is very impressive, because
she's got some voodoo dolls up in her hotel room. You better believe she building those suckers right now.
That's
She
where
and her partner are selling them
Jane Doe's suitcase came from. It was Discord's voodoo doll.
Yeah.
So we get to the main challenge or the mini challenge, and we find out that it is the reading challenge because reading is what?
Fundamental.
Exactly. And Thor or Bruno or whatever his name came in, and daddy. What did you think of the reading challenge?
The only thing that I could notice was that RuPaul was not having Juicy at all. Every time Juicy said something, RuPaul just like stood there, rolled her eyes, and then shook her head. I was like, I've never seen RuPaul so annoyed with someone in a reading challenge before.
I will say though, I think the average on the reading challenge was pretty high. Several of the girls got multiple reads. They weren't trying to like bust through this quickly because it was a bad reading challenge. I was actually pretty like the average level was pretty high, I thought.
Yeah. What do you think, Joey?
There's a reason they didn't say in the grand tradition of Paris is burning before it this time, because there were some good reads, but the ones that were bad were just really, really, really bad. Juicy, Kenya. I don't know what.
At least with Kenya, she made RuPaul laugh when she's like, "What? No laugh," and RuPaul just started laughing. Juicy, like RuPaul looks over Juicy at this point. Like she just I think she's over her. Like everything that Juicy's done the last like 2 episodes, RuPaul's just like,
Well, but I want to bring up something Sam mentioned earlier. He was talking about Discord's been being given a lot of passes. I feel Juicy is being given a lot of passes as well, and Kenya. Like those 3, and I know Discord's on my draft, but like those 3 can go at any point at this, and it's not going to affect the competition for me at all.
I just don't understand. You're so mad at the girls that are chronically safe, but they haven't been in the top to steal your shine. But you're not mad at the 2 girls that have been hanging on by a thread for the last 4 or 5 episodes.
Also on Roscoe's recap, Jane Don't Kenya wasn't there for most of it because her flight was late. But Jane Don't said that Juicy came up to her because they kind of suspected it was going to be this challenge and gave her some of the reads. And she said, sister, can you help beef up some of these reads for me? And she read them and she's like, girl, there's no beefing this shit up. I would have to do a complete rewrite. I don't have time for this. Yeah. So we find out that the winner of this challenge is Mikey Meeks. Do y'all agree?
Yeah, I thought Mikey did a solid job.
Yeah, I thought it was between her and Jane Don't, honestly. I felt like they got the most laughs, and Darlene had a couple of good ones in there as well. Hi, Sophie Dophy. It's the Fab Four.
We're here. We're back.
We're here,
baby.
We find out that this week's main challenge is Didi Fuego, Mandy Mango, Briar Blush, Sierra Mist, Vita Von Star, Mia Star, and Athena Dion are back to haunt you bitches. But they're not back in the competition and they're not coming back to the workroom. It's the ghost of their luggage. And each queen has to pick whose luggage they want to create a 24-hour look on. And because Mikey Meeks won the reading challenge, she gets to go first. She chooses Briar Blush's bag. First of all, I'll ask each one of you, Joey, if you were in this challenge, whose suitcase would you have wanted to have picked, not knowing what was in it, but just from the queens, knowing who the queens were, whose suitcase would you have wanted to pick?
Vita, 8 days a week. You take Vita's suitcase.
Sam, same.
Vita, because she's a nice person also, and like I don't know how much the girls were thinking about rigor mortis with this. Jane mentioned that they had some suspicions maybe about that the girls had some suspicions that there might be some rigory. So I probably would have gone with Vita's as well.
I'm not 100% on who I would choose, but I know 100% who I would not choose, and that's Mandy Mango because I don't want to look like a table, and 100% not Athena because I don't want to look like I'm 80 years old. So those are the 2 that I would not pick.
Yeah,
I don't know. Mandy would have had a lot of fabric, I would think, because all of her outfits had entirely too much fabric.
Yeah, she would have had everything plus the kitchen sink in there.
Well, I think she had the kitchen sink and apparently 800 safety pins.
Mm-hmm.
So next up, Briar picks Kenya Pleaser, and Kenya picks Vita Von T Star. Then she picks for Juicy to go, and Juicy picks Mia's bag. Which, by the way, I want to say I felt was a little shady because Mia, Juicy, and Athena all knew that they were coming. And so they were likely to have already shared what they would be putting in those suitcases. And so I feel like Juicy had a little bit of a leg up in this competition, but that's whatever.
So production's not the one that built the suitcases?
According to Roscoe's, James said that they had to put all of they had to bring all of this from home. So they were told to bring enough fabric to make looks, or to make one look on like just, a design, and it's going to be stuff from their suitcase. And I think this was already done on Canada Drag Race. And so I think most of the queens knew that, it was going to be something like this. And then Briar Blush posted a TikTok video where she was talking about this challenge, and she said that she forgot to bring some of the extra fabric. So I think the sequin fabric that she had, she brought from home. And then it was during the girl group challenge that the producer said, oh, by the way, we need your drag in a bag look. And so she went over to the fabric table and she stole the black tulle and the big bolt of navy blue fabric. And she went and said, here you go. This is what I brought from home, and handed it to him.
I love that. Good for you, Briar, helping a sister out.
Right? So
she must have been really nice to the PAs because they did not say a word.
No.
Yeah. Well, and I don't think the PAs at half the time they're not even looking. I mean, because look at how much shit they get to steal on a regular basis anyway. So, next up we have Juicy Love Dion picks Jane Don't, and I can't see here. Hold on, let me see if I can blow it up. I don't remember who's Jane got Sierra Mist, and then she picked Darlene, and then Darlene picked I can't remember. Do you remember who Darlene's was? Oh, she picked Athena Dion. And then Nene Coco, she got stuck with Mandy Mango,
Didi Fuego,
and Briar Blush got stuck with Mandy Mango.
Discord got Mandy Mango.
Got stuck with. There are too many names at this point. Yeah, I don't think she was happy, and I wouldn't have been either.
Well, nobody likes getting picked last. I mean,
yep. So we get into the main challenge, and Jane Dawn is sitting there praying over her suitcase and going, please help a good sister out, please. She opens her suitcase and she starts singing praises to God and dancing, hallelujah, my good sister has my back. Oh, I'm fucking set. This is amazing. And then she lifts it out.
Discord is smiling so hard right now. Like, her little voodoo doll worked its magic. Like, that's all I'm going to say.
Look, I mean, we'll get into her look in a minute, but how she fucking managed to turn out anything with the scraps that she was giving is kudos, mama.
She opened it up and she was like, she said it's a fucking fabric store, but she failed to mention that it was a going out of business for Joann's.
Yeah, Sam, what would you have done if you'd opened this and had all piece to piece?
I would like to steal from my girl Kenya and say I would have left. That comment made me scream. She would have said, RuPaul, thank you for this opportunity. I am going to go now. Look, I don't sew. I would like to sew, but I don't sew. So if I got something like that, I would start rapping and braiding, and I don't know. I would cry. If
I got this suitcase, they would have had to have hid the wire hangers because I would have cut a PA. If they gave me that, if that's what was in there.
Hey, but kudos, Sierra Mist. I love you even more now that you were a shady ass cunt and you put pieces of fabric like that in your bag. You girl, good for you, girl.
A strategist to the end.
Then we find out that one other queen was a little bit shady. One other queen put a riser in the bottom of her suitcase and then stuck the fabric on top of it. And that's what Darlene Mitchell got from Athena Dion. And it was zebra print. Again, something that makes her look.
I was not worried about like her at all because she's kind of camp anyway. And then she just liked to throw in there like, oh, I actually I have a fashion degree.
Yeah.
Which I think is so funny, though. I understand why Darlene hid that, because very famously, girls who say they have a fashion degree get sent home because their look doesn't live up to having a degree in something. But I think it does really explain some of Darlene's looks and like gives more validity to what she's been doing this season.
Yeah.
I would not put all my information out there going on a show like this. We've learned that like Tammy Brown used hers at the right time when Michelle tried to come for her in All Stars 1 and said, I don't know what you're doing, Tammy, but those tights and that dress, cha-cha on. And she's like, well, Michelle, I do have an associate's degree in fashion. But if I was trying to read somebody, I would talk about the line that's going down someone's neck.
And let's be honest, Tammy, an associate's degree, I mean, hey, you got out of higher education. An associate's degree ain't much. So, I mean, I wouldn't go be down that too far.
And she said on the Kelly Mantle podcast recently, she said, oh, yeah, the school that I went to went bankrupt, so my degree is no longer usable.
That's Tammy for you, y'all. Love Tammy. Then RuPaul comes and does some one-on-ones with some of the queens. First up was Jane Don't. We got to find out a little bit more about Jane. And RuPaul got to see all of the pieces. Did anything stand out to y'all in any of these walkthroughs? We'll get to the Discord in a minute.
Okay. We'll let Sam talk.
Okay, so my thing with Jane, I had a moment of really identifying with Jane here because Jane is trying to tell RuPaul how panicked she is, and Ru is just like, you'll be fine, you've got it together. And I think something that comedians, funny people can deal with or often have to deal with, because I feel often when I am trying to tell people like, hi, I'm panicking, I'm freaking out, things are not going well. And people just go, how whimsical. And
so funny.
Yeah. So I felt like I really saw Jane in this moment. I was like, oh girl, I feel you. Everyone wants to keep laughing when you are losing your mind.
Yeah.
Sam, I showed up to a general talent night at a bar. They're like, oh, it's talent night, bring anything. I was the only person that prepared a 5-minute set. Everyone else there prepared a drag number. Everyone else. I was the only person at that bar that entered that had prepared like a good 5 minutes.
Yeah. And I'm sure you felt the same way, right? You were just like, oh no.
Like they put the lineup out there and they put me right after intermission. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is going to be fucking great.
And by the way, that's why, I hope Sam's able to be here next week, because we'll have a roast challenge next week, and that's where, that's going to be. But let me ask, this is getting off topic just a little bit, but I want Sam's opinion here. Do you think a queen who is going on Drag Race, should they not have gone, if they can't do it themselves, hired a comedian to sit down and help come up with some drag-related material or something, because you're going to have a song or song lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to write some lyrics about yourself and about how fabulous you are. You're going to snatch the crown, whatever bullshit you're going to spew. Then you have to have some roasting material. You have to have some general reads. Like if you hire a good comedian or someone who's funny, they can help write you some generic stuff to where you just have to put Dakota and then say whatever you're going to say.
I agree. And if I were to ever try and compete on Drag Race, I would absolutely bring in my comedy friends. I wouldn't just trust myself. I would crowdsource. The same way that you would with looks. You're not going to put all your looks together. Like bringing in people to consult, you've got to deliver it. You still have to, put it out there. But yeah, I think that it behooves you to get some other eyes on your reads and on your stand up and on your roasts and that sort of thing.
Well, like last season, we had Hormona Lisa who said, "Oh yeah, I wrote a lot of my jokes on the plane." We could tell. Like, you should have had that stuff and gone to a bar that is not your home bar and tried out that material, because your home bar is always going to scream for you and cheer for you no matter what you do. You can go out there looking like Boo Boo the Fool, and they're going to be like, "Yes, diva, yes, work."
There are literally queens on past seasons that were comedy queens that have said, like Darian Lake has said, I've written jokes for multiple queens on different seasons during a comedy show or a roast. And those queens ended up being like in the top or safe.
Yep. All right. So next up we have Kenya Pleaser. What did y'all think about Kenya Pleaser and her little moment?
Oh, before we move on, one last thing that I just remembered. The Bette Midler tattoo. I had not noticed up until that point that she had not just a Bette Midler tattoo, but like a Sophie Tucker Bette Midler tattoo from when she was like really, really filthy. So like Jane just got even better.
Well, and I didn't even know that side of her. So like that was new.
You didn't know that Bette Midler started in bathhouses in New York?
Nope. Did not.
Girl,
I
the
had no idea.
divine Miss M.
Nope. So anyway, yeah, Kenya Pleaser. I just thought it was interesting that RuPaul's like calls her out and is like, if you know how to sew, your proportions need to be matched. The bell needs to match the sleeve. Needs to match. You know. Yeah. Then we have Discord Adams, and I have never, in 183 seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race across all franchises, seen RuPaul take enough time to sit there and teach a queen how to walk.
It was a cute moment.
Yeah.
Someone did like a video where they had them, the way that they're bouncing, it just looks like a Pokemon battle where they're just like standing still and the sprites are moving.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, in my opinion, she's winning the season already because I mean, she's getting all these extra little moments, you know, and that's going to make her memorable in the long run.
RuPaul, like if you are so lucky to have been one of RuPaul's favorites of your season, like she's like, wear that crown, girl. Even if you don't win, you got a crown for life because you were RuPaul's favorite this season.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like who won the Traitors? Lisa Rinna won the Traitors. Rob Roush won the Traitors equally because they both.
Rob Roush won the gays, but Lisa Rinna technically won.
Yeah, because that's who's on everyone's lips still 2 weeks after the show's been over. And we're going to be talking about Discord next season and probably the season after that. Like, just these little moments.
I wish Rob was on my lips. Then the queens start, you know, at this point, Jane Don't said on Roscoe's, they were delusional. They had almost no sleep. And they start, you know, ranking all the queens and talking about the queens. And we found out, we didn't know, I'd forgotten, there was a 15th queen this season.
Crystal!
That was Crystal. Just Crystal.
Have y'all ever seen Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar?
Yes.
Yes. This reminded me of Trish. The way that they started talking about Crystal is they're like, Trish is everything. She's your best friend. She's your love. I loved this Crystal moment. I thought it was so fun.
I love the fact that they kept it going for so long that Juicy Dion was like, wait, did I send somebody named Hulk? What? Like, she was so, yeah. Funny moment.
Poor, sweet, simple
Also, to talk about Discord, I forgot to mention, Discord had like the longest time with RuPaul, or at least that they showed us. But Discord also like corrected Ru. Ru's like, so you chose Mandy Mango's. And she's like, no, I did not choose Mandy Mango. Mandy Mango was given to me. And I was like, oh, okay, correct Miss RuPaul right in front of her. Okay, RuPaul's favorite. Get away with murder.
I mean, hey, it's a good distinction to make because she's like, this was handed to me.
I didn't choose this.
I didn't choose this.
This moment right here proves why the season's so good. They're just having fun. Like, I don't think that they really care who wins at this point. I think they have like relented to the fact that Jane Don't is most likely going to win. So we might as well have fun.
Well,
And
and I'm
that's
gonna
what we can
tell you, like I even said last week, there's spoilers out there, but even the spoilers for this week, all of the spoilers are wrong. There is no spoiler out there anymore that is correct. Like for this episode, it was supposed to be Juice or Kenya and Juicy in the bottom, and it was a double Shantae. But that didn't happen. So I mean, and the order's off. So like I'm enjoying the season just because you don't know what's coming.
I'm enjoying the season because I don't read ahead and I don't like spoilers. I just like to experience it as it goes along. So y'all are all in my boat now. That's why I'm loving it.
Dakota, I'm right there with you. I'm anti-spoilers as well. And
Yeah.
it's just been, I think, just a really, Joey, like you were saying, a really like joyful season. The queens are at a really high level, great personalities, lots of narrators. Like it's just a really stacked season. They want that Emmy back.
I find this is the most refreshing season that we've had in probably like the last like probably since COVID, honestly.
Well, and I think I agree and I disagree. It's refreshing to an extent, but then at the same time, all of a sudden just piling on all of the Discord hate after the Athena, like after the Rusical and this one, I just don't agree with, because honestly, they should have sat there. And if we're looking at track record, Kenya and Juicy, you should be next. Because y'all have been in the bottom the most out of anyone. Yes, I've been safe, but you've been in the bottom a lot.
I've honestly, just looking at the judging panel, I was so excited for this episode because I've been obsessed with models since I was younger. Like, I wasn't a big reader in school, but I loved magazines. My grandmother bought me like all the issues of Vogue, Elle, Mary Claire. Like, I love models. And Amon being on this episode, Amon is like every supermodel's favorite supermodel. Like Naomi Campbell's favorite supermodel is Iman. Like, she's just so ethereal.
And did y'all catch that she is 69 years old?
That is a lot. I didn't even hear that. 69.
She said that in Untucked. She's like, I am 60. I will be 70 next year.
69 years old. She was married to David Bowie, and they were together when he passed away. Like, she's so like, and to think with like the language barrier because of her heavy
July 25th, 1955. She is now 70 years old.
Yep. And RuPaul said, when Amon said, oh, I was originally on RuPaul's TV show when RuPaul had a TV show over 30 years ago. And RuPaul talks about it and said on Watch What Happens Live with Naomi Campbell, said, oh, what is your favorite thing about Amon? And he said, I think I said this last episode, but Amon, they're like, Amon, what do you think about when you're walking down the runway? And she just like stops and looks at him and says, Africa.
And Rue has mentioned that on the show before, once or twice. And it is one of the funniest stories. I love it. Africa.
I think at one point, I can't remember, Carson may have asked Carson that question and he replied Africa. Like at some point there was just a joke where it was a white guy that they'd asked him, like, what do you think when you walk down the runway? And they said Africa, and everyone just died laughing. And I didn't get it up until I'd seen the actual version of it.
And y'all, tell me, why is it that Carson Kressley is looking like Carlisle from Twilight?
Oh, yeah, he's got some of that.
I'm getting more like Tilda Swinton.
They're kind of the same.
And I like this. I like this look on RuPaul. That's looks good. I like Michelle's look, although I wish her heels were a little bit bigger, but
I'll say it every episode. We love Rue in a warm, buttery wig, and we love her in a full gown, even with the high slit or the arm showing. We want her in a full gown, and we want her in a warm, buttery wig. That is what we want.
Mary is disagreeing. She's like, I disagree. I would have based it on the challenge. Kenya should have won the challenge. Nene should have been in the bottom. They did a non-elimination to take the win from Kenya and save Nene. And the question was, who do you think should go home? Sorry for me, the track record doesn't matter on this question because it is rigged for the producer's favorites. Both good people get to get compare.
Mary, I disagree with you so much. So I'm really excited to chat about the looks.
Yep.
Because we are not on the same page.
We're not. But we will get to that now. So first up, we have Miss Darlene Mitchell. Joseph, what do you think about Darlene's look?
I love it. I think the fact that she didn't go full zebra print like we'd expected her to. She's kind of had these like elevated trash, like when you think Divine, you think elevated trash, like that type of look. And she went with something like really elegant, like this almost like the silhouette of it. Do you remember Raven's finale look from season 2?
Yes.
It had like all of the fabric bunched up here and then at the bottom, except she's extended it instead. So this is definitely a mop it.
Same. What do you think, Sam?
Mop it. Yeah, it's giving Dynasty. Ladies of the 80s. I live for this. We kind of passed over it, but the bag of mullets was one of my favorite moments of the season. All of those shake and go wigs. And I'm sorry, I need to bring it back again because I am now in this moment. Kenya's emergency bob is the funniest moment of the season. I need to be ready to serve cunt at a moment's notice. Whap. If she is smart, what she's going to do is she's going to have shake and go wigs in a can that's going to say emergency cunt, and she's going to sell that at DragCon because that, ladies and gentlemen, is marketable. Oh my God, the emergency bob under the desk.
Darlene's bag of shake and go wigs that she was trying on and had everybody, and they're like, Nene, why are you so fish?
Yeah, you're so passable.
Darlene's shake and go wig emporium.
But like that moment is why you bring a bag of shake and go wigs, because it is so like any party I have ever been to where there's a bag of shake and go wigs that gets shook out is the most fun party. Everyone loves a stupid wig.
You know how Darlene said, I was thinking when she brought out the bag of shake and go wigs, and I'm like, she said she took a break from drag for a while, and then right before this season, she had just started back performing again. And I was like, did she get this bag of shake and go wigs from J. Jolie's closet or something? That is exactly what I thought of when she said a bag of shake and goes. I was like, just thinking of J. Jolie and Alyssa Edwards.
So you said mop it, Sam?
I mop it, absolutely.
Dakota, what'd you think?
Mop it. I agree with Sam 100%. It's giving Dynasty. Amon said, this reminds me of every designer runway in the 70s and the 80s. I love this look on her. But I would mop it for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the Donnie's reference. The only thing I wish she had done different is it was very popular in the 80s to have, I wish it was either a rhinestone necklace or a necklace made out of some type of the fabric there, or like a choker type thing. That to me would have elevated it because she already has it in the earrings. But I mean, the 80s was very matchy, sucky, all that other stuff. But I love this look, and I love how she sold it on the runway. And I wish, honestly, that the shoes had a pop of that color on it to just tie it all together. But other than that, it's a very good look. I love it.
She reminds me of a redheaded Debbie Harry in this, like just her makeup and everything.
How tall is she? She looks like she's like head and shoulders above everyone else.
I think she's like 6'3" or 6'4". She's like the tallest because behind her is Jane Don't, I believe. And Jane Dont's like 6'1".
Next up, we have Miss Safety Pins herself, Miss Discord Adams. What do you think, Sam?
Look, the look is looking, okay? Discord looks terrific. She is a great seamstress. Safety pin gate. I think that she definitely exploited a loophole with those safety pins. Were they used as an embellishment? Yes. Do I care? It's a non-elimination episode. Like, I don't really have a reason to care. She didn't get the win. I think she looked great. Exactly. Mother Adams, mop it. She looks incredible.
Well, and I want to add to it, like, Jane said at Drosco's recap that Discord actually had on a red bodysuit underneath this, and that production came up and cut it off of her and said she could not wear it because it did not come in the suitcase. And there was something else that I believe one of the other queens was wearing. It was two people that they took something off that they were wearing and said, you can't wear that because it didn't come in the outfit. So the fact that they let her walk down the runway with this on and they let her work and do all of this work with it meant, in my opinion, that it was allowed and it was okay if they did all of that other stuff. Mm-hmm. So for me, if one other queen hadn't have done what she had done, this would have been my slay of the day. I don't care what anybody says. This took talent. Not anyone could have made this look. I mean, and it was not easy to make. People want to just, no, this was hard. And that, to wear something with that many pins that moves, I mean, it's very easy for those to pop open, poke you in the side, like whatever. So like, this is a high slay of the day for me. And if you didn't like it, take it up with production because they allowed it to walk down the runway. And if they allowed that to happen, then it means it was okay.
Discord has been one of my tops this season. Has she done the best every single runway? No, I think like some of her looks were a little lacking, but I love that she makes all of her looks. She's very consistent in her aesthetic. She doesn't try to be anybody else. Her aesthetic just gives Bob Mackie meets House of Gaga. Like that's exactly what her aesthetic gives me. I'm not mad about the safety pins. Safety pins, you can use this. You can turn anything into an embellishment. Or you can turn anything into a piece of jewelry. You can turn any piece of fabric into jewelry or an embellishment as well. So I'm not mad about it. And I'm going to give her a little bit of grace because the girl didn't get to choose her suitcase like everybody else did. So I'm going to give her a little bit of grace on this. She was in my top. It wasn't my slay of the day, but she was very close to it. But I would definitely mop this.
Well, and I just want to say too, like, oh, sorry, Joe, go ahead because I just forgot what I was going to say. But I'll try to remember it.
Don't worry about it. So when I watched the episode, I didn't watch it Friday evening. I watched it Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. I sent a text to the group chat that said, okay, who here had a goth phase or has been like, you know, at some point identified as like goth, emo, scene, whatever, some sort of like something edgy. And like V answered and V was like, I don't think I ever grew out of it. And I said, okay, then is a safety pin an accessory? And this was the selfie we got back at that moment. I swear to God.
There it is.
The rule has always been for every one of these challenges, you may use your own shoes, undergarments, and accessories. And a safety pin, this is Discord Adams. You've seen all of her other like edgy Morticia Adams-esque goth girl looks to goth people and to people who grew up, especially in the 2000s. A safety pin is an accessory, and the other queens just need to get over that. And whether it's holding up the garment or not. This is a mop it for sure, but
Jane Don't only helped her case because Jane Don't called her out and was like, sorry, girl, but those safety pins aren't holding that dress together. All of those safety pins are for decoration. I'm like, you just helped her. You literally just helped her case. You guys want to throw her in the bottom so bad. You just helped her by saying, oh, those are for decoration. Those are jewelry, basically.
Well, and I remembered what I was going to say about Discord. I think the reason for me personally, I have really enjoyed her. I usually like someone who's the underdog. And coming into this season, she was the underdog because of all of the hate that was spewed about her earlier in the year. But her attitude is what makes me love her even more. Is she a little delusional? She's like, I ain't going to be at the top this week. I am a fashion model. Yes, but she's not like a cunt and bitch about it. You know what I mean? She has every reason to be hateful to all of these queens because of how they've treated her. But instead, she doesn't say anything, and she just kind of.
She doesn't. She's so real. That's what I love. She's very honest. Like if she has something to say to you, she's going to say it to you, not behind your back. And whenever girls have come came for her at the beginning of the episode and they came for her and Untucked this episode, she didn't go off on anybody. She didn't call anybody out. She didn't attack anybody. She just sat there. And it's like they kept trying to get a reaction out of her and she was not going. She's like, She's like, I'm going back to my hotel and I'm going to cast some spells, put some bad auras into the universe. Like,
well, then I like the fact that when she's been in duo challenges, she's always helped the other queen that she's in that challenge with and tried to, she's not throwing anyone under the bus. And to me, that's just refreshing to see in Drag Race when it's kind of a cutthroat dog eat dog type thing. And that's just made her enjoyable to watch. Is she the best? No. Is she the worst? Fuck no. But yeah. All right. Next up, we have Discord. We have the Discord cam. I forgot about the
best
Discord cam.
walk that she's had all season. I was like, I love how comical her walk is because it's very her, but I love that she edited it just a little bit. I was like, okay, girl, looking like a model, walking down the runway with your shoulders back.
And getting a thumbs up from RuPaul. Like, when has RuPaul ever acknowledged anything anyone's doing on that stage other than laughing or cutting a joke?
The only person that I think she's ever put the finger up at was, I think Utica asked her to stand up at the roast. And
Yep.
And I think that she didn't she flicked off Spice for doing the prance at one point.
Somebody called the sniper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. All right. Next up, we have Miss Juicy Love. Go ahead, Dakota.
I wasn't expecting this from Juicy. I really wasn't expecting Juicy or Kenya to do well at this challenge, but really nobody did awful at this challenge, which is surprising. But this is like the third or fourth design challenge this season. I thought this was really good for Juicy. It was not what I was expecting. I love like the jumpsuit with like the cold leg openings. I love like the cold on the top. I really did like this. I would honestly mop. There's no hot turny messes for me this episode. I think pretty much every look I would mop, or it's one of them's going to be a slay of the day. So I'm going to mop this.
I would personally, this was a popcorn pass for me. I just thought it was a lot going on and it did not read Miami to me at all. I also didn't like the hair, which I found out on Roscoe's recap that the hair wasn't even her. She borrowed the hair from Jane Don't. I don't know. There's something about it that I don't like. It's not horrible. So it's not a, hot trendy mess, but
she's not in a kitten wig like you've been complaining about all season.
I mean, she's not in a kitten wig, but honestly, for this look, she probably would. I mean, for this, a kitten wig or a big ass fucking thick pony would have looked better. I just don't. There's something with her and what she wears and the styling of things that she does. I don't know. It's something around the ankles and the wrist. It just looks too bulky for me.
The ankle part should not have been as thick. The ankle cuff should not have been as thick. She should have wore different shoes.
Yes.
And the hair should have been more afro-like and less just perfectly curled.
Yep. So yeah. But yeah, popcorn pass for me. What do you think, Joey?
It's a popcorn pass, but I will say, like, I do appreciate the fact that she's like hearing the critiques of the judges and the hair. She's trying to make the hair bigger. So, like, even if the hair's not great, like, I appreciate when you see progress. Like, she has a storyline, and you can see that storyline evolve through her runway looks as well, and how she's changing them on the fly as she's going through the season, just based on those critiques, those little edits.
Sam?
I gotta be Paula Abdul here. I liked it. I think it's fun.
I liked it.
I liked it. I think it's fun. I think it's sexy. I think it's got like a little move and groove. Like, take me down to Boogie Fever. Get me to the disco club in this. Like, she's turning up. I'm here for it. It's a mop it for me.
And she's doing a lot of changes all at once. Like, she's wearing padding, which she never does. She's wearing a big voluminous wig, which she never does. She made a whole styled outfit from head to toe, which she never does. So like the fact that she did all of this and she's one of the youngest on the cast, Like, that's why I'm giving
That's
her.
again, that's not an excuse. If we're gonna, I mean, like we were talking about earlier, giving people passes, shouldn't matter. You shouldn't be getting a pass because you're younger. If you're not at the caliber of what other people are doing, then it's, and I mean, we're going to get to track records before the end of it because I've got a screenshot like we did last week. But like, your track record's not that great, girl. Yes, you've won 2 challenges, but you've also been in the bottom for 4. So, I mean, all right. Next up, we have Miss Jane Don't. Kick us off, Joey.
This is going to shock some people. I'm just going to mop this. And we'll talk about why when we get to my slay of the day. That's not taking anything away from her and the way that she gave texture to fabric that did not have texture. Like, I'm just genuinely impressive. But it's just a mop it.
Mary is throwing tomatoes. Mary is booing you. Ooh. What do you think, Sam?
Jane is a witch. I think that's the best way to say it. Jane is a damn witch. How she put this together. I mean, I was sitting there, my partner Alec, who longtime viewers might know, we were trying to figure out how she even made the fabric in the first place. The appliques. It was so much work. From the scraps that she was dealt. For that reason, it is the slay of the day, even if there are other looks I think that I personally would choose. Like, the amount of work that had to go into creating this makes it the slay of the day for me.
Dakota.
Kelly Mantle and Jinx Monsoon were talking about it. Jinx Monsoon said almost all of her friends that she graduated with in Seattle are all very successful and very famous, and they're all very artsy. So she said there's just something in the water up in Washington, I guess, and it's true because her, Bendela Krim, and Jinx Monsoon have all done.
Well, don't forget about Bosco and Irene the Alien and
amazingly well, like on their seasons. So I was really could not wait to see what she was going to bring to the runway. This is my slay of the day. Not only because she's been doing amazingly well and she's great at making things, but she literally had the least to work with. And she made this and made it look amazing. Like, this looks like, oh my God, I forgot what her name was. Oh my God. Not Madame Horrible from Wicked. Oh my God, I'm thinking.
This looks like Maestro from Doctor Who. This looks like Jinx Monsoon playing Maestro.
Yes, I wasn't even thinking about that. Yes, Jinx Monsoon's character on Doctor Who. Yes, that is what this is giving. But this is my slay of the day. Like, just for what she's showing on the runway with the little fabric that she had, like, and she brought this. Like, this is my slay of the day.
Yeah, I 110% agree with Sam and Dakota. This is also my slay of the day. Just looking at that, like when she was standing there, and you can't really see it good when she was walking down the runway. You could see the detail better during the critiques, but I was just sitting there like, trying to see how the fuck she did that. And like, I guess she made the bottom part and then she cut out the designs on the other part and then, attach that. But that's not easy. And it's not easy to make it look like that. And the fact that she did all of that in less than 24 hours and made it look like that. And we'll get to some of the other queens in a minute who I think some other people's slay of the day probably will be on. And I'm going to have some shit to say about that one. But like, I don't know. And then Mary brought up something that I just want to touch on really quick, calling her, saying this was, the booze was towards Jane Don't and her sherry pie teasing nonsense on social media. I completely disagree with you, Mary, respectfully, because as a trans woman, I have not seen another drag race queen speak out about the shit that is happening in this country and especially in Kansas at this moment. where trans brothers and sisters have their license, their birth certificates, and all of their identification removed. And she knew by doing what she did that it was going to cause every fucking eye to be on her social media page. And then she comes out and she posts and she brings and highlights that issue. And I applaud her for doing that and using her platform for something bigger than herself. Good for her.
This day and age, when overconsumption, especially of social media, is just constantly on the rise. And do I agree with like rage baiting? And do I agree with like being an internet troll by any means? No. But at the same time, like, in order to get people to pay attention to something that is actually going on, because most people at the end of the day, they say they care, but if it's not affecting them, they really don't care. Exactly. They're not going to do anything about it. So yeah, did she go about it in kind of a weird way? Yes. But like, I do respect her a hell of a lot more for posting about something political on her social media, especially while she's technically being aired on Drag Race right now, because that could be detrimental in some ways.
And we're talking about it. Like it was all over Reddit. It was all over everything. Everyone was tuned in and ready to hear whatever Jane had to say. And to troll that beautifully and on such a scale, it takes a really smart mind, I think, to
Page
be able.
6 picked it up.
Yeah. I mean, it was everywhere, and we're still talking about it because it was such a brilliant move. I think I've been talking about it since the beginning of the season. Jane Don't was Twitter famous. I think before anything else, not even for her drag, she was Twitter famous for being a troll, for being a comedian. Yeah. And I think that this is like sort of final form Jane Don't really using those powers for good.
Yeah, and I also want to speak, if we're talking about, queens using their social media for something as well, that's still on. Discord has been very outspoken about all the stuff going on in the Middle East right now. And more so on Twitter, I think she is, than anything else. But she's still like one of those out there. And like you said, Dakota, and I mean, we all know, being still on TV, if you say the wrong thing, I mean, they're watching everything they put on social media. So for her to use her platform to even try to highlight anything going on, any of them queens, kudos to you, mama. Love it.
And Mary, I do understand, like, you feel like the trolling of it drowned out the message. It probably did, and it probably pissed some people off because they're expecting just some Drag Race drama, and then it ended up being that. But it still has people talking about it, regardless of who it
she
pissed
had
off.
Not trolled, she probably would have gotten 100,000 views. By trolling, she probably got over 500 or 600, or if not more, even close to 1 million views on that. And so more eyes on it means more people that are aware of it, because a lot of people weren't aware till her saying things that there was even something going on in Kansas right now. So, all right, let's move on to Miss Nene Coco. What do you think, Sam?
I loved this. If Jane hadn't put in so much work, this might have arguably been my slay of the day. I really liked this look. Yeah, thank you for coming around, Mary. We love an open-minded viewer.
And we love the fact that you argue with us like that. That gives us life when somebody is arguing with us in the comments. Like, yes,
no,
we
love it.
That is what makes the world go round, because this world would be very, very, very boring if everybody thought the same way and everybody.
That's one of the reasons we love Sophie Duffy so much.
Mm-hmm. But I gotta say, I really liked this look. I thought she made the most of a print that could have been bad. And I thought it was fashion. It was a serve. Like I was really into this. It's a Moppet for sure for me.
Yep. Joey?
It's a Moppet. 1,000% it's a Moppet. It's just, I love the belt. I love the boots. They look like full-length boots. Are those leggings that she's kind of blended with the boots, or are those full-length boots?
I think that's a bodysuit, a head-to-toe bodysuit, and she's got shoes on underneath it.
these queens are like the little attention to detail. We talked about it last week, how they're really good at blending their legs into their feet. Like, it's a step above this season, and I appreciate those things. So it's a Moppet.
Dakota?
I actually really like this. I didn't think I was gonna like the print at first, but then I looked at it overall, and it's giving I don't know if it's still trending, but at one time, especially on runways, there was this trend called clowncore. And a lot of designers were kind of using like these outrageous prints and like overloads of color and making things purposely like be matchy, but like kind of chaotic. And that is what this is giving. And I really, really, really like this. So I'm going to mop it.
Mary, good question. We're going to get to that here in just a few minutes. I agree. I would mop this look as well. I think it's very high fashion. I think what would have pushed it over the top for me and probably made it a slay of the day for me would be just some of the little small attention to details that she's usually so good at. I wish she had taken some of the orange fabric that she had used for the bodysuit and made some like large earrings to pull like the orange up. And then I wish the ponytail holder was the orange with the kind of tie-dyed color mixed. But that pony, that is not a high pony. That's not a pony. That's a pussy pony. You need like a pony, like a big, thick fucking pony.
Well, I think we're also spoiled on like Sasha Colby high ponies. So
yeah. But I mean, even a Sasha Colby pony would have but a big, even like a thick pony, like she needed about 4 more in what she has.
I think a headband
with that proportion would have looked great.
I think a headband for that orange, maybe, just to draw some color up there. I get what you're saying, especially with a pony. Headband with a pony always looks cute to me.
Yep. And Mary said the pony wig looks like a wig. I need her to blend the wig better. It is. What these are is it's a basic wig, and it's got kind of like a screw top right here. And then she's able to take that piece and she's able to screw in the ponytail piece so it won't go nowhere. So yeah, it is a wig. But yeah, moving on along to Miss Mikey Meeks. Who went first last time? So Dakota?
I would mop this. Like, I kind of already had the vibe of what she was doing when she said in the workroom she was going for like very snow ho, like Eskimo slut. Like I kind of knew where she was going to be going with it. And then I saw the fabric and I was like, I can already see it in my head. And that's exactly what she brought. I'm like, I would mop it. Was it like my favorite one out of all the runways? No, but I really did like this. And I love a sequin. So, I thought it was cute, especially for her. So I would mop it.
Mary says, I hate this runway's floor. Yeah, we've said it before. On this runway, if you're wearing anything dark or black, it's going to swallow it up and just, yeah. Sam, what do you think?
This might be a popcorn pass for me. I thought it was just okay. I love a ski look, like a little après ski. But it's tough. I don't know that there's anything technically wrong. I thought that the blue and the black really sort of melded together a little too much. Maybe that's just on camera. It might have looked a little better in person. But also, didn't she already do a winter look? Like, didn't she already do an earmuffs and like hand? Or maybe I'm just imagining her in winter looks.
No, she did the colorful kind of like club kid straw look with like the pieces that came out of like the ponytails and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what I'm remembering, where I'm like, it feels similar to that. Which is sort of, I just feel like she came out in this. I was like, I feel like I've seen her in this before.
Yeah.
And you almost had me convinced because I was like, oh, was Crystal there? Was she in the winter look? Like, no, because I had to think about it. Yeah, I think Sam's right. I think there's been a pretty similar silhouette with the head as well.
Well, I think it's probably something kind of similar to that look where it's kind of like, we've seen stuff like that with her before, but yeah, I don't think she's worn, but it's, she's worn some similar looking things. I agree with Sam. This is not my favorite look of the night. I know she was trying to go for earmuffs and things, but it comes across as very cartoonish with the earmuffs. And if she's going to wear that scarf around her neck, I needed it to be kind of a little bit bigger and maybe longer and trailing down the.
He had the headphones on.
Yeah, so she's worn something else with headphones. That's what it was. And I agree that this stage, I hate the stage when it comes to looks like this because it swallows it up. But it's just not I'm not excited by it, and it's not something I remembered. So for that reason,
I've seen people in the comments on multiple different pictures and videos I've seen on social media complaining about the girls not dressing for the runway. And I'm like, it is not up for the girls that are competing to have to edit their outfits for the runway. It is up to production to adjust the lighting so that you can see what the girls are wearing. The girls shouldn't not be able to wear a black wig. The girls should not be able to wear a black shoe or black tights that blend into the back. There was nothing wrong with the stage and the settings like 3 or 4 years ago. So
but it was also a white stage. But anytime a queen wore something white on the stage, we had the same issue where they would kind of disappear into, So it's not their job. Like production is supposed to kind of light it better, but they also kind of all know at this point after 3 seasons that it's a black background and a black stage. So, kind of plan accordingly. Who is next? Next we have Miss Kenya Pleaser. Go first, Joey.
This is Slay of the Day. And hear me out. Like I said, yes, Jane had more to work with and she had a tougher time. But in a season where Kenya's makeup has been literally the most perfect mug on that runway week after week after week, for you to sit there and give us the best makeup of the season and then use accessories like that little bow there to highlight that makeup and draw attention to it, like the dress. It's not a dress. Sorry, I guess is it a suit technically? Like a
jumpsuit.
A jumpsuit, yeah. It's well tailored to her body. She's like just the right amount of cleavage there. The big hoop earrings. Like, there's nothing I don't love about this, and that's why it's my Slay of the Day.
Mary said, "This is what Silky Nutmeg Ganache thought she was serving on season 11."
It really is, though. I mean, this is, and especially for a big girl, like big girl to big girl, it is not easy to get your body to look like this and to do all of the extra work that has to go into dressing a larger body and making the tailoring every inch of it look so good. Joey, I'm right there with you. I am not here to fight today. This very well could have been my Slay of the Day as well, because Kenya looks good.
Dakota?
I was very, like I said, I was very surprised by her and Juicy that they were able to make such different looks that we wouldn't have expected from them, at least. I really like it. It's very like, yeah, has she wore afros multiple times this season? Yeah. But I'm really proud of her for like having this in her wheelhouse, especially this late in the season. So I would mop this. It's giving like Foxy Cleopatra, Diana Ross, like in her disco era. And like Sonny and Cher. I really, really love this. Like, it's not my Slay of the Day by any means. I thought they were 2 looks that were above this. But this, yes, is a very strong Moppet. I thought she did really well. She looked beautiful. And I'm proud of her for making this outfit.
I mean, is it made well? Yes. Have we already seen this on her? Yes. This is with sleeves, exactly what she wore for her runway or her entrance look. Because she was wearing the baby blue jumpsuit for her entrance look. So with that saying, since it's something we've already seen, I wish that she had elevated it more. And by that, I wish the sleeves were a little bit just fuller. and the legs were a little bit fuller, like it was just giving a little bit more. But I mean, is it horrible by any means? No. It's just a low moppet for me. It's not a popcorn pass because I would wear it. So, I mean, it's a low popcorn, or it's a low moppet though. I wish it was just dragged up and elevated just a little bit more. But I agree with what you said. Like, her makeup has been far some of the best. Like, her and Mikey's makeup, in my opinion, have been some of the best mugs of the season. Yep. So we find out that all of the queens are getting critiques. And as the critiques go on, RuPaul asks the famous question, who should go home tonight and why? And every single queen says that Discord Adams should go home. And Discord says that, I just forgot her name.
She thought Darlene should go home because Darlene said she's been chronically safe. And she's like, well, for the same reason, Darlene has been chronically safe as well. So because of that, I'm just going to choose Darlene. And then they all proceed to choose her.
What was y'all's thoughts?
I was pissed off by it, honestly. I'm like, there are some other people that have been chronically in the bottom. There have been other people that have been chronically in the top that are heavy competition that they could have called out, but they all decided to attack her being chronically safe or attack her because she has safety pins on her dress. Like, I really didn't get like them. And it felt like even in the workroom, they were kind of ganging up on her, and then she didn't attack anybody. She didn't look at anybody cross-eyed. She just stood there and took it like a champ. So I was not for it at all.
Sam?
Yeah, it's always hard when the girls go real hard on one girl. I felt bad for Discord in this moment. But I also think that they are splitting hairs to such a degree at this point that if you have anything that is even lightly critiquable, the girls are gonna find that weak spot and they're gonna jump on that.
What do you think, Joey?
I think it's a waste of time. I do. I think if you're going to ask the who should go home and why question, it needs to be on an episode where someone is going home. I think you've wasted the moment and it was pointless. It's just gonna, like, there was no shot that Discord was going home this week. Even if there had been a bottom two, Discord was not even gonna touch it. Like, nowhere close.
Yep. I agree. To me, it was just, it spoke of, to me, it reeked of jealousy. You know, jealousy that she is getting as much hype around her as she is by the judges and RuPaul about her walk. The fact that she got one-on-one walking lessons with RuPaul. The fact that, you know, I think it's just, that was a touch of a little bit of jealousy. And
I think it's just maybe not jealousy. I think it's a little bit of envy. The fact that she gets called out by RuPaul so much and she gets so much one-on-one time and praise from RuPaul just for her walk alone. And the fact that she's been like safe, or like the higher end of safe. I think it's like a little bit of like envy and annoyance more so than anything. But do you guys think, I was thinking about this earlier after like we had all discussed it. Do we think that like maybe RuPaul was going to have one episode where he didn't send anybody home? Do we think that RuPaul used it on this episode because he likes her so much and didn't want to see her go home and knew that because of the look and everybody calling her out that she would possibly be in the bottom two this week?
I think the second that they saw the dresses, they were like, we can't justify sending anyone home again, especially after last week when we were splitting hairs and there wasn't really a clear, like, bad performance. You had some meh performances, but you didn't have bad. And then just to throw anyone in the bottom at this point would have had the fans revolting.
Mary said no, it was to save Nene Coco. I don't think it was to save Nene Coco because Nene was at high in my opinion. But you know, but like with the jealousy and everything, I mean, they go interchangeably, and I mean, it's just, you know, that's the only thing that I can think, because I mean, her Pope look was good. I mean, it was up there. It was funny. she, got good critiques for the, and I'm like, some people do feel like that she's being given a pass, but I mean, hold on, let's pull up, like here's where everything stands at the moment with the ratings.
And it's so weird to see them kind of like go at her that way too, especially in the workroom, because she's helped so many people. And they said, oh, well, it's, I felt so bad saying her name because she's helped so many of us this season making outfits, like even when she didn't need to. But then also one of them said on Roscoe's, they said, oh, well, we have a group chat and everybody is in the group chat except for Jane Don't. She's never been in it.
Yeah.
But I can't remember who said that.
Well, and Juicy's also, they said that Juicy's not in most of the chats because Juicy doesn't even respond. So they don't even bother putting Juicy
She's there in spirit.
But like, here's where we are with, the rankings. And by looking at the rankings, yes, I mean, Discord has been more on the low side of things, but she's been safe for average. Whereas like, look at Juicy. Like while she has 2 wins, she's been in the bottom twice and she's also been very low twice. And, same with Kenya. Kenya's never had a win, but she's been in the bottom twice and been low. So, I mean, I think if you're going to go by track record, then you need to go by the track record and not just make up facts that, suit the narrative that you're wanting to push it forward. We find out that all of the queens are safe, and RuPaul plays a little shenanigans here and says that Jane Don't and Kenya Pleaser are the last 2 queens. And I'm sorry, my dears, but you're going to have to lip sync for the win.
Like when Jane Don't saw that the board was safe and that they were the last 2 on the stage, Jane Don't looked at her like her life flashed before her eyes.
It's like they couldn't count. It was like they were so exhausted from the last few weeks that they just couldn't count and realize, wait, there's 2 of us and no one's been named a winner. So what's going on? They were still freaked out because their brains were mush at this point.
Yeah. I loved it. I thought it was fun shenanigans by Miss RuPaul Charles. I love it when she does shit like that. So yeah, they lip sync to Feels Like Another One by Patti LaBelle. And before we get into this, if you had to choose a bottom 2, we'll start with Dakota. What would your bottom 2? Who would your bottom 2 have been if you had to pick? We're going to go back to Mary's question from earlier.
Based just on this challenge.
Yep.
Solely on this challenge. Probably Juicy and I guess probably Juicy and Mikey Meeks.
Yep. Sam?
Yep, I would probably say the same.
Joey?
I think it's Juicy for sure, but yeah, I guess it's Mikey over Darlene because I liked Nini's over.
Darlene got the most praise from Amon, saying that like this was literally every runway that I was ever on in the 80s.
Well, not as good as Amon gave high praise to Discord and said you should be a fashion designer.
Well, no, I meant like I'm saying like for the bottom 2. Like,
oh, yeah.
I think it's got to be Mikey and it's got to be Juicy.
I agree. It should have been Mikey and Juicy, but lip syncing. Yeah. So the queens are lip syncing to Feels Like Another One. What did y'all think of that lip sync?
Yeah, I thought it was a great lip sync. It was really fun. I thought that Kenya had it in the bag just based on the song, and she put up quite a fight, but she didn't know the words all the time.
You cannot put a Seattle white girl up against a sister performing a Patti LaBelle song and expect the white girl to win. I'm sorry.
No. And I was really impressed by with what Jane brought to the table. We haven't really seen her lip sync. We know she's a good performer, but Jane, I wouldn't say is one of the top lip syncers of the season, but she is a great performer. And I thought that she held in there better than I expected, and she deserved the win.
The only time I've ever seen an entertaining white girl perform a Patti LaBelle song was when it was Eureka O'Hara versus what's her name?
Cameron Michaels.
Cameron Michaels, and she was literally scooting across the floor in the splits.
New
A Patti LaBelle song. That is
attitude.
Entertaining white girl performing a Patti LaBelle song.
Yeah,
I'll be here.
But yeah, I agree. Like, you know, at first I was like, oh, Miss Kenya knows the words. And then the camera moved to the side, and then it was like, I could see her saying, watermelon, watermelon, watermelon. And I'm like, oh, this bitch don't know the words. And then the more you looked, the more you could see that her mouth isn't moving. Her mouth is just, you know. I'm like, this fucking bitch.
I think for some girls, I think the adrenaline just kicks in really heavy. So I think that's what it is with Kenya. Because I feel like if Kenya wasn't on a main stage performing, like she would probably know all the words. I think at this point, it's just sometimes adrenaline affects you in certain ways. And I think when the adrenaline hits her, that it just affects her mouth. And she has like, not a lisp. I don't know. She does not know the words.
Disagree with you more because I performed for almost 22 years. And in 22 years, I never walked out onto a stage and did not know my fucking words. And I was in Miss Drag All-Star pageant where one of the competitions is you walk out in your presentation outfit. And then at the end of presentation, all the queens are on stage and you pull a number out of a bowl. And that number is what you have to lip sync to. One of 15 songs. You have no idea. It is a number, and the date she says DJ number 12, and your song starts playing, and you have to lip sync to that song and whatever outfit you wore for presentation. So
she has lip sync dyslexia.
There ain't no fucking such thing. That bitch is a singer. Her problem is she don't know the words. And her second problem is she thinks because she's a singer, she knows how to move her mouth. If you are a singer, it's even worse. You need to sing the song under your breath while you are on that stage. You make me feel, you got to say the entire thing. You don't have to belt it, but you have to be saying the words. Otherwise, it's going to look juvenile. That's just my opinion. But anyway, it don't really matter what I think because RuPaul said that Jane don't won that lip sync. Do we agree?
Yes.
Yeah, but I would have been gagged if they would have given it to Kenya. That way, Jane Don't would have lost either 2 or 3 wins to lip syncs this season's. I think it's 3 at this point because she lost to Athena. Was it first episode she lost one? No, she wasn't in the first one. So no, but she would have lost 2 lip syncs.
Let's see. She was in
the talent show.
She was in the top 2 for the talent show. She was in the top 2 for girl groups. She was in the top 2 for the Rusical and top 2 for the design. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was talent show that she lost to Athena.
Yep. So she's only lost 1 lip sync.
And they were being real generous to Athena there.
Yeah.
Bianca Del Rio said it best. And Bianca Del Rio said to Jujubee, she's like, I'm so pissed that Athena left because now I don't have a bitch to hate on this season.
Mary said 15 songs. That seems hard to remember. Girl, not really. Once you've done it for a while, I would have a CD and I think I had 28 or 30 numbers on it. And it got to a point where just to keep it entertaining, I would go to a club and I'd just tell the DJ, play whatever you want. And it's time for me to go out on stage and I'd go out there and I'd just perform to whatever song they decided to put on at that moment. Sometimes it was one. And if it was number 1, I would die because it was my hardest one. And sometimes it was the last one. And then it was a ballad. And I'm out there wearing a little shake and go shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake number. And I'm sitting there just doing a ballad. So, I mean, fuck it. All right. So next week, we're going to be having the roast of Alyssa Edwards. That's going to be fun as fuck. Let's get into a couple of the looks. Didi Fuego. She had Miss Nene Coco send her some fabric and she timed herself and she made an outfit out of whatever Nene sent her in 24 hours. And this is what she made.
The commitment.
Yep. And hey, that's one of the reasons I'm loving her this season is because this bitch has posted every single one of her runway looks. And to me, that's what, Irene the Alien did that. And she was a first boot. And what happened? Everyone loved her and was behind her when she went in for her season because they knew what she was capable of doing. And I think Irene is in that same boat. I mean, not Irene. I think Dee Dee is in that same boat. Next up, we have Vita Vonti Star, and this is her beige runway look.
Oh, very voodoo priestess in the bayou.
Love this look. Next we have, this is Alyssa Edwards from next week. And I think the last one is the track records. Yep. So we've already talked about the track records. So this is what I want to talk about really quick before we leave. This is the season 11 rumored cast. Looks like this will be group 1. We're going to be doing brackets again. Brackets will be back. And this is going to be our group 1. Who are we most excited about on this bracket?
Morgan. Morgan's just entertaining as hell. Morgan and Mystique in the same bracket is beyond entertaining as hell.
Bitch, I am from Chicago. I really love Morphine Love Dion. I watch her YouTube, like Get Ready With Me's with like drugstore makeup in like less than 30 minutes. I really love her. I would say probably Morgan, Mystique, and Morphine are probably my 3 tops.
I got to come out and say, I am so excited that Lucky Stars is back. I thought she had so much to show. I thought that she was so endearing. I would love to see her come back and do well. And then, of course, Lip Sync Assassin, Morphine Love Dion, is also very exciting to me.
Well, and that's the reason I love the brackets is because 4 queens like Lucky Stars, this is going to give them 3 weeks with 3 different challenges where we can see 3 different sides of them while they're still there. And if they move on or not, it's up to, but I like that we get to see of a more well-rounded version with a slimmed down cast because it's only 6 each week.
So how does Akira know Lucky? Because the other 2 sets of queens have a connection. Morphine sent Dawn home in the most dominant lip sync we've ever seen to Body. And then you had the Morgan McMichaels and Mystique fight. How are the other 2 connected? Like, what's the through line here?
I don't know.
I think you do get a very interesting, like, Southern pageant versus Southern freak sort of storyline happening. And I could see them either being family or having interacted sort of in the Southern drag scene.
Okay.
Yeah, and Akira is from Dallas. So, and I think Lucky Stars is from Florida. So I think that's the only thing is it wasn't Lucky Stars drag mother. Maybe it's a connection between that. Nina Brown, but I mean, I don't know. Bracket 2 is Selena STDs, RMIRA, Crystal Method, Silky Nutmeg Ganache, April Carry On, and Vivacious.
Is it even a question that everyone is like absolutely gobsmacked that we're seeing Vivacious? Like, that is the one that I want to watch the most, without a doubt.
Yeah, to me though, I mean, it's going to be hard to beat the Silky Nutmeg Ganache of it all because she's been in so many different franchises. I mean, this will be her 1, 2, 3. This will be her 4th.
I think she has like one of the most lip syncs in one season because she like lip synced to The Crown and like lip synced, God, what was it, like 6 or 7 times and won every single lip sync to get back into the competition.
Yep. That was All Stars
6.
All Star 6. Yep. I'm excited to see Selena STDs come back because she has, grown, been able to get some Drag Race money. And Crystal Method. I think Crystal Method is going to be fun to watch back on the screen.
I did not think we would ever see Crystal Method again. So,
yeah,
very excited for her.
And last but not least, bracket 3, we have Sam Star, Hershey LaCourgette, Jasmine Kennedy, Joey J, Sugarcane, and Kennedy Davenport. Bitch.
We got the dancers this season. We got Kennedy Davenport and Jasmine Kennedy. Okay.
And Joey is a trained dancer as well. And Sam Star can turn out a lip sync.
Yep. Well, I mean, out of all of these, we have 2 finalists: Kennedy Davenport and Sam Starr, and 2 early outs: Hershey and Joey. And then Joey or Sugar and Jasmine were kind of mids. So
yeah, and I think Kennedy and Sam are both the only 2 queens out of those that made it to like the top 3 or 4 on there.
Well, they were both finalists. Yeah. Yep. So that is going to be very interesting. And then last but not least, just want to give a shout out to Plain Jane. Yeah, didn't know Plain Jane is an early out on House of Villains. Those transphobic pieces of shit. As I don't remember who said it, but somebody else said that, or one of the other Drag Race queens said that. So that's, plain second out Jane.
No, I legitimately thought Plain Jane was a boy.
Plain Jane is a boy, but just House of Villains people are weird about any sort of gender nonconformity.
Yeah.
Paul felt like you could tell he felt like shit about it.
Who?
Paul felt like absolute garbage.
Well, Paul's a jackass because Paul could have absolutely stopped it, but Paul chose not to, and Paul chose to go along with the boys, and I think that's going to bite Paul in the fucking ass. But we shall see. All right, y'all. Y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about tonight?
The fact that the Alyssa Edwards roast is next week, like I cannot wait for this. I'm so excited.
Cue the back roll jokes.
Oh my God.
Okay, quick predictions. Dakota, who do you think is going to slay next week's competition?
Who do I think is going to be in the top? Probably Jane Don't. I mean, not shocking at this point. I would say Jane Don't and probably Mikey Meeks, maybe. Just because they did so well in the reading challenge. Which, I mean, Alyssa Edwards is a walking caricature. So, I mean, it's really not hard to come up with a joke. I mean, to say, like, Alyssa looks so crazy. It's like God started sculpting her chin and then got distracted halfway through and just said, fuck it. I mean, it's not hard to come up with something, whether it's like mediocre funny or super funny for her.
What do you think is going to be the top 2?
It's going to be Jane Don't. And I think it's going to be Kenya Pleaser. I think we're going to have a repeat of this week, and it's going to be Jane Don't and Kenya Pleaser.
I disagree. I am with Dakota. I think it's going to be Mikey and Jane. I think Jane is just a staple in the top at this point. I don't think she's going anywhere. And I think that it's really the second spot that we're trying to fill in the top 2.
I think that Juicy and
Discord, probably.
Yeah. But Juicy has Discord has turned it out in some of the comedy and acting challenges, especially in the Snatch game. So like I was like, she might not be the funniest, but she might just be mid. So I'm thinking like it's gonna be probably Juicy and who else?
Probably Kenya or Discord, I would guess at this
point. I would say Kenya, probably Kenya and Juicy.
Because Darlene's the only other option.
Oh, and Darlene, I forgot about that.
Darlene's pretty funny though. And Darlene had some good reads, and just based solely on the reading challenge, I'm gonna say Darlene, Jane Don't, and Mikey Meeks are probably gonna be towards the top for me. I feel like maybe Nene will be a little bit safe, and then I'll say Juicy, Kenya, and Discord kind of in the bottom, and it's just gonna be a coin toss as to which one of those go home. I just don't see Juicy or Kenya being as funny as the rest of the queens enough to stand out. And I think at this point, they're just too much in their heads. Anyway. All right, y'all. Let's see some social media stuff. Sam, where can everybody follow you at on social media?
You can follow me on Instagram at Sam Meyer Comedy. I will start posting again one of these days. I promise.
Sure. Dakota, where can they follow you at?
It's Dakota Rain across all social media platforms.
Joseph?
I am Nosferatu2425 on Blue Sky.
And y'all can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, or X at Kenzie_reality. And you can follow the Couch Potato Queens on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter, Couch Potato QWNZ. You can find us on Instagram. Go over to YouTube, subscribe to our channel at Couch Potato Queens, and make sure that you like and comment and subscribe and hit that bell notification every time that you can be. So hit the bell button so you can be notified every time that we go live. You can also visit our website at www.couchpotatoqueens.com. And if you have content you want to send us, or if you want to collaborate with any of us, you can email us at info@couchpotatoqueens.com. All right, you guys, that's going to do it for us tonight. Dakota, Joey, Sam, thank you all for joining us and bringing the laughs, the opinions, and just the right amount of shady commentary. And to all of our amazing tater tots watching, we thank you for hanging out with us each and every week. And once again, if you enjoy the conversation, make sure you comment, subscribe, so you never miss a recap, a rant, or reality TV meltdown. We will be back here next week, same time, same place, to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race, Season 18, Episode 11, The Roast of Alyssa Edwards. And knowing this season, the competition is only going to get messier from here. Until next time, I'm Mackenzie, and stay shady, stay fabulous, and remember, baby, to always wear your crown. Bye, y'all.